Peace World. My name is Leon Meredith, and over the course of my life, I have partaken upon studies a certain discipline of life it has formed into, and I wish to share it because my community and God Almighty has made me aware that the sets of disciplines that I have acquired is valuable for many people to practice. And I love you and I love all of you, and I will never get the big head. Although my head is large. I got like 7 3/4. It is. It's all about love, and I never cast shame on anyone in my life. It's just a characteristics that's not in my spirit, my soul. That's why when it comes to truly being a servant of the Lord, you must be cast to the fire, sent through certain training, sent through the desert. Like the bigger and greater that your duty is, the more is required of you. The bigger and the greater and the more strenuous the tests are to mold, to forge your soul into something that hasn't been seen before on this earth, or at least during the time in which we have physically seen and can really look back and estimate a little bit. Because it's greatness in being unique and being one of a kind. So many of us, we live in a society where we partake upon, we learn the disciplines, we learn the rituals, we learn the way of life that someone teaches us to mislead us or get us to follow them for some type of profit. But me, I only come as a prophet, not claiming that I am. I said come as a prophet to deliver a certain discipline or a certain way of life in which we can begin to live, and we can live on a certain level of abundance of life and not continuously live a life that's really not a life, it's a death style. Because the way we eat, the vibration in which we speak could not be considered a lifestyle. We must practice behaviors that form a new culture, a new discipline of our people. And the teaching is here, and someone has to take it on the chin, take the hostile treatment to fight against the people that want to remain in a deceptive position to suck the life out of you. So many of people on this planet use their tactics to suck the life out of black communities. Excuse me. I'm gonna let that sit there, because think of all the ways that people suck the life out of us. And just because they have found different ways to make our lives a little fun here and there, a little enjoyment here and there, where after the enjoyment gone, we're really in a position that our credit card usage is up. Like, my credit card usage rate was, I didn't even know the term was coming, and now they done sent that rate usage to my credit line, so now my credit score is hit for, how did I go down 10 points? Because we extended ourselves to get that new shiny thingamabob. It's time we start having discretion over the disciplines of our life, whether it be, the type of ways we brush our teeth, the hemming and storage of our clothes. it's very wise for our children to start studying mathematics and science and, the STEM. But it's also very worthy for our children to see which ones are talented, to see which ones can hem and make certain garments, and develop real clothing lines, and not, hey, I got this t-shirt, or I go sent this off and get printed, it say this and it got this design. I mean, like, actually cut, hem, sew that thing together and say, hey, this is something that I made for my people to wear, instead of getting these things from elsewhere. I think you catch my drift, and I'm not throwing any shade, even though, I guess the hit dogs are holler. I don't mean it, but but God with me, I can handle all the smoke, because I only mean love. And if you don't understand that and you choosing to go against it, you clearly identifying where your spirit at. That's why I say, if anyone can hate me my whole life, if anyone can dislike me, you can not like me, but if you can dislike me, you can hate me, you only can be for the wrong things. It says a lot about the spirit of you. If you are able to conjure up and talk and legitimize your dislike or hate towards me, y'all, you don't understand how spiritually naked you are when you cast your hate about a man, about a woman that love on the level of this. So I want to leave you all in love, just like I came. Please help me instill the next level of discipline for our communities, for humanity, because we can do better. We have learned how to have the maximum amount of fun. That was okay. That was okay for the time. But during this whole course of time, we were being used like the next stage of slavery. And I see the next stage of slavery that's going, 1, 2, 3, 400 more years. I already see it. See, the great words of Harriet Tubman is said to have been, I freed thousands of slaves, and I could have freed millions if they knew they only were slaves. I will free millions, and hopefully it will cast over into hundreds of millions that realize that we are in the greatest stage of slavery to this point in time. Right now, not just black people. Open your eyes. Pull the wires out of the program. Let's join God's team, the winning team. Understand where you're being led to. And this goes for every form and everything that's going on in our world. Understand where people, where organizations, where the congregations are leading you. Don't just follow blindly. Understand what's going on in this universe, or I don't know, multiverse. That's the words we limited to at this point. But best believe the structure or fabric of our reality is ever expanding, and we are way behind. Black community, the average, the mediocre, not average, but the middle ground of our people, we are way behind the clear understanding that was in the 50s with the upper echelons. It's a few members of our black communities that are getting knowledge and leadership, and they are stepping into certain positions, and they are lieutenants to push certain initiatives. But more on that another time. We got God though, and God is protecting us, and we have to be aware not to fall into these traps. I love you, and I'll be back soon. We can make that change. I'm gonna feel real good. Gonna make it special. Gonna make it right. I remember, man, Mike.